Towering behemoths and walking giants were the order of the day back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and early 90s. Wrestling fans loved these matches, and wrestling promotions acted swiftly to make these dream matches come true. Welcome to Pro Wrestling Zone, and these are the 10 biggest wrestlers of all time. Be sure to follow us and hit the like button. Number 10, Mark Henry. Height, 6'4". Weight, 414 pounds. Dubbed the world's strongest man, Mark Henry is a veteran wrestler who did not shy off from displaying his sheer and pure strength when presented with the opportunity. An Olympian and former professional powerlifter, Mark Henry was among the few wrestlers who were able to lift some of the heaviest superstars during his tenure in the WWE. Some of the wrestlers that Mark Henry successfully lifted include The Big Show, The Undertaker, Roman Reigns, and many others. Although his run in the WWE was quite impressive, injuries ultimately began to take a toll on him, which forced him to consider early retirement from the squared circle. Henry ultimately took a new job backstage as a producer. Number 9, Yokozuna. Height, 6'4". Weight, 589 pounds. A renowned member of the Anoa'i family, Yokozuna was one of the most standout wrestlers during the Attitude Era. A two-time world champion, Yokozuna climbed through the ranks in the WWE pretty quickly and in no time found himself in the main event scene, locking horns with well-established names like The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, and many others. Contrary to popular beliefs at the time, Yokozuna was not from Japan. As a matter of fact, Yokozuna did not undergo any form of sumo training. It was all part of his gimmick, and boy, did Yokozuna execute his role perfectly. Despite the fact that his movement in the ring was somehow limited due to his massive size, Yokozuna had to rely heavily on his raw strength and massive size. During his illustrious WWE career, Yokozuna managed to register impressive wins against highly talented superstars, such as The Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, just to name but a few. Number 8, Man Mountain Mike. Height, 6'4". Weight, 623 pounds. Billed at 623 pounds, Man Mountain Mike is arguably the heaviest wrestler of all time. Discovered at an all-you-can-eat buffet in the state of California, Man Mountain Mike would begin his pro wrestling training under the tutelage of the Great Bullock. In 1968, Man Mountain Mike finally made his pro wrestling debut. While still on the West Coast, Mountain Mike would team up with fellow giant Haystacks Calhoun, who also weighed more than 600 pounds. Despite his huge size, Mountain Mike was fast and nifty. As a professional wrestler, Man Mountain Mike holds various titles under his name. At NWA, Mountain Mike would win the America's Tag Team Championship with Butcher Brannigan. In 1972, Man Mountain Mike would be named the King of Battle Royals. After his brief stint in the US, Man Mountain Mike embarked on a series of tours in Japan, where he wrestled with various wrestlers including Antonio Inoki, who took all the wins. Number 7, Big Daddy V. Height, 6'9". Weight, 475 pounds. You can call him the world's largest lovemaking machine, or simply Big Daddy V. Big Daddy V was a wrestler who was quite strange in his own unique ways. During his early years as a pro wrestler, Big Daddy V used a different moniker, Mabel, and was mostly involved in WWE's tag team division as part of the duo Men on a Mission. With Mo and their manager Oscar, Men on a Mission had only one mission: bring an infectious vibe with them, anytime they stepped into the squared circle. While entering the ring, wrestling fans would jam to their songs while throwing their hands back and forth. After losing the tag team titles after a title reign that lasted 2 days, the stable would split up, with Mabel turning heel. During the 1995 King of the Ring tourney, Mabel managed to not only win the tournament, but also defeat both The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels in the process. After winning the tournament, it was quite clear that the WWE had greater plans for Mabel. Number 6. Brodus Clay. Height, 6'9". Weight, 375 pounds. Long before the New Day or funny guy Santino Marella, we had Brodus Clay. With Brodus Clay, it was always more than just funk. Despite his goofy WWE gimmick, the Funksaurus could get down to business when needed to. Widely known for his entrance, "Somebody Call My Mama," Brodus Clay definitely knew how to not only get down, but also bring the WWE Universe onto its feet. In the squared circle, Brodus did not shy off from displaying impressive strength with an outlandish attitude. While the Funkasaurus was a serious wrestler when he needed to, the WWE creatives would ultimately push for a comedic angle, thereby taking off more from a rather promising and highly talented star. Number 5. Kane. Height, 7 feet tall. Weight, 320 pounds. The Big Red Machine is undeniably one of the biggest wrestlers in the WWA. His monstrous size has seen him dominate many of the matches he featured in. While he's not the fastest wrestler in the WWE, Kane definitely knows how to work the ropes. The Undertaker's on-screen brother, Kane's feud with The Undertaker remains one of the most entertaining feuds we've ever seen in WWA. Standing 7 feet tall and weighing more than 300 pounds, Kane has gone head-to-head with some of the biggest superstars in the WWE, including Edge, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, and The Undertaker. Apart from lifting the WWA Championship title, Kane is also an ECW champion and a WWA Tag Team champion. Number 4. Mike Shaw. Height, 6 feet tall. Weight, 405 pounds. Also known by his monikers of Bastion Booger and Norman the Lunatic, Mike Shaw is undeniably one of the biggest wrestlers of all time. While he may not be a household name, many wrestling fans will remember Mike Shaw for his jaw-dropping feud with Bam Bam Bigelow. The feud began immediately after Mike Shaw fell in love with Luna Vachon, Bigelow's valet. Shaw and Bigelow's feud ultimately resulted in a series of highly entertaining matches. As a wrestling star, Mike Shaw's success in the squared circle was marginal due to his role as a jobber for the company's main stars. Booger's biggest win came at the All-American Wrestling, where he recorded a clean pinfall against Owen Hart. Number 3. Great Khali. Height, 7'1". Weight, 347 pounds. Born on 27 August 1972 to a Punjabi family, Great Khali always stood out from the rest during his early years. His overwhelming size saw the Great Khali turn heads whenever he went. Prior to becoming a WWE wrestler, Great Khali worked as a security guard in Shimla, India, before eventually joining the local police force. Being the first wrestler of Indian origin to join the WWE, Great Khali immediately became a cultural icon and one of the most loved athletes in his home country. Khali's overwhelming size and warrior spirit made him a threat to all wrestlers in the WWA. During his illustrious WWE career, Great Khali managed to register wins against renowned superstars such as The Undertaker, John Cena, Shawn Michaels, and Kane. Number 2. Giant Gonzalez. Height, 8 feet tall. Weight, 461 pounds. When it comes to size, no superstar in sports entertainment came close to Giant Gonzalez. The 8-foot monster was a force to reckon with, earning respect from the likes of Andre, the Giant, and the Great Khali. During his teen years, Gonzalez experienced a growth sprout. At 14 years old, Giant Gonzalez stood an impressive 6'4". At the age of 16 years, Giant Gonzalez began his professional basketball career back in his home country of Argentina. In 1998, Gonzalez was drafted by the Atlanta Hawks, making him the first Argentinian player to be drafted into the NBA. After a rather disappointing career in the NBA, Giant Gonzalez turned to pro wrestling, all thanks to Ted Turner. In May 1990, Gonzalez made his WCW debut as El Gigante. During his stint with WCW, Giant Gonzalez was involved in one of the longest feuds with Ric Flair and Sid Vicious. Several years down the line, the WWA came calling, and the rest is history. Number 1. Andre the Giant. Height, 7'4". Weight, 520 pounds. Standing at 7'4" and weighing over 520 pounds, Andre the Giant is the biggest wrestler of all time. Unlike many renowned superstars in the WWE, such as Stone Cold and The Rock, Andre the Giant captivated the audience in a totally different way. His gigantic build drove fans crazy back in the 80s and 90s as he developed a massive fan base throughout the world. Despite his huge size, Andre the Giant was among the few behemoths that were gifted athletically. However, as time went by, his body slowly began to wear down due to injuries and surgeries. When it comes to giants, there will always be certain myths surrounding them. For instance, with Andre the Giant, people believed that he could chug hundreds of beers in one sitting.